Sorry. Hi, friends. Oh, no, it's thick. Oops. How are you? All right, so I was just on the Chalk Paint 101 page and I started this table. It's a small side table and I'm doing what's called what I'm calling a modified dry brush technique, to where I didn't do a true dry brush technique to where I didn't wipe off my brush. There are some heavier spots and places of different colors. I think there's 7 colors on here now. Started with a yellow, then I went to hot pink, then and a purple, and then like a teal, and I used an apricot color, which is a light pink, and farmhouse green, which is a light green, and now I'm using Dixie Belle blue right now, and I'm doing more of a true dry brush technique, to where I am wiping off the excess paint on a towel or a rag you can use, just to minimize the chunky the chunkier paint strokes when you first start brushing. So that minimizes it. And I've got my assistant Huey with me. Hi Huey, say hi. At any rate, okay, let's see. Huey. Okay, I hope you can see that okay. It's pretty bright. I'm sorry. Oh golly. Maybe it's just the way that it's. Okay, that's a little bit better. There, that's a little bit better, huh? So, so I've got Dixie Belle blue here. You can, oh, hey Mert, thank you. You can find all these paints and more in that link that I put up. And you can order or go to your local retailer, Dixie Belle Paints, and pick up some colors. So I'm just dry brushing on top of here, and I think I'm going to go horizontally for this top piece, just to keep it a little bit more uniform. Yui. Goodness, Huey doesn't realize. Hi, Susie. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you guys came. I figure I have some extra time, and a lot of times when I do lives on the on Dixie Belle or on the Chalk Paint 101, you have a certain amount of time, like an hour, and and of course, you know, you don't always finish up pieces, and a lot of times I need to go do what I need to do after that, having a family and stuff. And so, but this Sunday night I've got a little bit of extra time, and I kind of wanted to spend a little bit more time on this piece, so I'm glad that you guys are here and you're joining. So oh, Huey. Huey thinks he's like little, and so he tries to get himself into like under the table and under the chair, and he still thinks he fits, but he doesn't, huh, Huey? Whew. Did you just rip one again? Oh my god. Go, move. Say hi to everybody then. Say hi, Huey. Hi, say hi. Can you wave? No, you can't wave. You can high five though, right? Can I paint your nose? I'm gonna paint you. I got your nose. Got your nose. Okay, move. Phew. Phewy, Huey. Stinky, stinky, stinky. Ooh, there's a spot back here that I really didn't touch at all. What are you barking at? You barking at your tail? Huh? Hi, Tamara. Hi. Thank you, Mert. He is cute most times. Oh, Yui. Okay. So, for those of you that are just joining, I am painting this side table with 3 million colors and using a dry brush technique. And yeah, so I might even wax this after, because that will even bring out more of the colors and just all the dry brush strokes and stuff. So here, if you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments. And if you watch on a replay, I definitely go back and I take a look at anything that may have come in. He's chasing his tail. I come in and I try and answer any questions that may be on the replay that I don't catch right now, obviously. Oh my god. Did you know that you guys were going to get entertainment from a dog as well? He's entertaining. He is sweet and funny. Oh, and stinky. Oh my god, Huey. Sometimes I teach classes in my studio and I can't imagine him being down here with my class. Oh my gosh, I would be so embarrassed. Of his farts. Okay. So this is looking to be more of a blue piece, which I kind of had a vision for, more of a blue, but I think I'm going to go back and add some peacock, but I also might add a different teal color as well, because I think I want it to have a little bit, I'm not sure yet. I'll figure out in a second. Okay. Are you guys painting as well? I saw there was one gal that was painting on the Chocolate Paint 101 page. She was painting while watching. That's what I do a lot of too, is I'll be painting in my studio or at a client's house, and if somebody's on live, I'll watch their live and paint with them. It's kind of fun. And then you're not painting alone necessarily. Oh, what, Huey? So with all these dry brush layers, you can definitely start to see texture, as you would maybe see with like a salt, what do they call it? Salt spray, I think, salt spray. I don't have any of it yet, but it adds texture to your piece. But with all these dry brush strokes, it's kind of doing it on its own, which is kind of a neat way to get the look without having the product. So I'm just drying and taking off the excess paint before I put it onto my actual piece, and then I try to not have any heavy brushstroke areas. And then I can use what I've just wiped off when I need to reload my brush. Painting a glass door. Gonna put a transfer on the glass. Oh, awesome. That's awesome. What transfer are you gonna put on? There's so many amazing transfers out there right now. It's hard to choose sometimes, I find. So I always end up using a bunch of this, like a bunch of different pieces, transfers. There. Are you guys new to painting, or have you been painting for a while? I've been painting since high school. Really interested in art at a young age. And I got my scholarships in art, but didn't pursue art as a career off the bat. I wanted to go to a college, an art college back home. It's called Emily Carr, but I didn't have a portfolio. I was from a small town and didn't have a portfolio that would really, I don't know, or I felt that I didn't. Maybe I did, but it was a self-limiting belief, I guess, when when you're 17. Anyway, and then I went into nursing instead because I knew that I would have a job at the end of my education, and then I quit nursing, and now I'm painting full time. Hi Sandra, love you girl. All right, so Susie, you just finished 3 pieces for breast cancer awareness, so not sure, have to paint the table and 6 chairs for a client. My first custom piece, congratulations, that's really awesome. I can totally understand where you're a little bit nervous because it's for somebody else that's paying you. But you know what, they came to you for a reason. They like what you do, so I'm sure they will be extremely pleased with what you produce for them. Do you know what colors you're going to be painting their piece? I'm going to go into my paint closet and then see if I have a different, like, tealy blue. Hang on. Ooh. So I've got mermaid's tail. I don't know if this is really... I guess I could mix a color. Just really want that limey color. Let's see. Susie, did they tell you that something that they want? Are they interested in a certain style or look? Or did they just say, do whatever you want with it? Sometimes those clients are fun, but sometimes it's a little unnerving because you're all along you're thinking, I hope they like it. So I need the lid. Ooh, there it is. Running out of chip brushes. So I'm just wetting this this rag. So I got a bunch of chip brushes in here, and I don't want them to dry out, but I don't want to clean them in water just yet, because I might use them again. Hang on a sec. Okay. My luck, probably a color I don't have. Yeah, I hear you. Not sure yet about the color. I guess I should let her pick. She likes, yeah, she will, definitely. I'm sorry, I can't see the see more. Oh, there it is. It's her mom's kitchen table and she passed. Oh, I'm so sorry. But that's the thing. That's what I always tell people. You know, you inherit these pieces of furniture. They're from the 70s or the 40s, right? And you don't want to get rid of them because of the sentimental value, but they don't go with anything in your house. And so one way to keep them and still have the peace in your home and with you is to paint. And that's why I have no problem painting wood. Never have had problem painting wood. I just think like that's the best way to keep a piece in, oh, I don't know if I like that or not. Keep a piece in the family. Ooh, you know what I might do? I might mix. I'm gonna mix some paint right now. Hope you guys don't mind, because I just had an idea. Hang on a second. Exactly, yes. So I just had this idea. I'm gonna mix a little bit of this. So I've got farmhouse green. And because I really wanted like a limey color. Hello, Yui. You still have paint on your nose? And I'm going to take a little bit of the kernel mustard to give it that yellowy look. Well, citrusy look. So there's that. And I'm going to use a little bit of this mermaid's tail and see if I can't get a look that kind of mimics limeade. So as you can see, I've got more of the farmhouse green, a little bit of the mustard color, and then even less of the mermaid's tail. And I'll see if that kind of might need more yellow. Do you guys mix your colors ever? I love mixing colors because I can get like the exact hue shade that I want. But then I get frustrated when I can't achieve my goal. So. All right. So it is a little bit more limey than the farmhouse green, which is what I was looking for. But so I try not to cross-contaminate my paints, but I am an artist after all, and sometimes it happens. So I think I'm gonna achieve my goal, but it is yet another color. So it's not really slimy. Who knows, maybe when it dries. Maybe if I put a little bit more yellow in it and use Dixie Belle or DIY paint. Yeah, you know, I haven't used DIY paint before. I've used picture paint, which is I quite like. Annie Sloan paint, of course. Dixie Belle, of course. And I quite like, I like things about each one of them. You know, there's some really cool things about each. Oh, here, Daisy. Is that paint? I don't know. All right. So let's go with this. So it's kind of a limey color. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna get another shop towel. And, oh, I should mention as well, for those that are new to me, Dixie Belle Yellow, Daisy. You know what? I don't have any Daisy. I wish I did. I don't know where my paints went. Cool color. Thank you. So, for those of you that are new to my page, myself and CC Hunt from CC Restyled, we have our own, I guess, membership group, if you will. It's called the Inspired Makers Society, and if you go to my website, terrarexdesigns.com, or to CC Restyled, ooh yeah, I like that, you can join our membership group. It's a Facebook group. It is a membership group, so it does cost a minimal amount, but inside you get private trainings and from both of us, from both CC and I, and then you also get the support of of the other members, and we do a paint challenge, like a different kind of challenge every month. We're trying to do every month anyway. In the last 2 months, it's been pretty cool. Right now we're doing a pumpkin challenge, and that's fun. People are starting to submit those right now, and you win a prize, which is really cool. And we don't choose. We put them on our pages to have people vote on them, and so that's fun as well. So, all right, I'm kind of digging this color. It's limeade without being it's limeade without being limeade, for real. Okay. And it's totally in random spaces. You can also, with this dry brush technique, you can achieve like a denim look if you use like white and gray, or sorry, blue and gray, or blue and white. you can get a really cool denim texture. But the key is to make sure that the layers are dry, of course, before you start layering on top. Otherwise you will get what somebody described as like a muddy look. It's looking good on there. Thank you so much. I'm really quite happy with this green. And this is where, so here, so I put, oh golly, you know, I kind of chunked it a little bit here and a little bit here and over here and a little bit over here. And so this is where the real randomness is going to come in. And I think it's going to look pretty cool. Yeah, it gives that extra pop, and it kind of doesn't mimic, but it enhances the base coat, which is the Colonel mustard, which I quite like. Kind of brings that. Oh my God, you guys, he's just farted again. Oh God. Yeah, so it kind of brings that, pops that up a little bit. Oh, Huey. Okay. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Only if they're nice comments. Or constructive criticism, I guess I can take too, because I'm an artist. And artists can take constructive criticisms, right? Okay. So if you're like me, I like to mix my paint, but then I always forget how much of what I use. I should keep track of this stuff. So if you're like me, write it down or video it. That's what I like about what I just did. I have it on video so I can always go back and see if I want to recreate this color. I can see what I used. Oh, sorry, Yui. Sorry, dude. Okay. Move. I'm gonna paint you for Halloween. Oh. Oh, here we go. Go. He's gonna go as an artist for Halloween. So you put all the dark colors. Yeah, I like to put the darker colors down first and then have them show up, like show through. I love the colors that I love putting down is like the teal, or like a dark purple, like the aubergine first, and then a teal, like a light teal, or a green over top of it. It looks spectacular. Just different color combinations. You'll find that when you start to do that, you'll like have your favorites. And yeah, if I was going for a real dark piece, of course I would reverse it. And yeah, so but I want a lighter color piece. but I'm gonna have to make sure, because I don't want it to be, this to be too like baby, like pastel-y colors, which I feel like I'm kind of going in that direction. So I might go back to the mustard and lay some of that down. And one of the things with me, I find that I could go over and over, and it's hard for me to say stop. And yeah, I have so many unfinished pieces of art that people would probably look at and say, that's pretty much done. I have it on my wall over here, and so a lot of times I will just put it up until I feel like I want to bring it down again, and or maybe one day I'll look at it and I'm like, yeah, you know what, that is finished. But that's kind of few and far between. Oops. Ooh, maybe if I went over this with a little bit of like a white even. No, I wanted it, well, I wanted it to be colorful boho is what I was kind of going for. So, really, go lay down. Go lay down. Please go lay down. Any questions? Sorry, I was just kind of seeing different spaces, spots that I wanted to get. I wanted to, it's going to be chunky and it's not blendy blend at all, so that's what I like. But I think I might put this down for a second and go put this color down for a second. What do you guys think? It is kind of hard to see like the true color. I wonder if I, no, that doesn't make any better. It's kind of hard to ask for opinions when you don't really see like the actual true color, if you will. So, you know what I do a lot of times, and this is a hint for y'all. I will, if I'm not sure with a piece and I'm staring at it forever and I just can't figure out if I'm done or if I need something to add, I will take a picture of it. And for some reason in a picture you can see something that's missing, or you know, it's just a different perspective for some reason. I'm not quite sure how to explain it or why that is. But so like I said, a lot of times I will take a picture, study it a little bit, and figure out what I need to do to enhance it or change it. And without a picture, I can see that these legs are a mess. So I'm gonna have to do something with these legs. Color. Okay, I'm gonna mix Peacock and Dixie Belle Blue. I always save these for times like this. Because you never know. I'm always mixing paint. That's what I love to do. So these come in handy, and yeah. Okay, now I'm just gonna wipe this off. So what I do, 3 of that, and then I'm gonna do 1 of these. Mix it. Oh, looks great. Thank you, Renee. How are you this evening, girl? Tell us where you're from. Mert, where are you from? Susie, you're still on. Where are you guys from? Love to know. So I like this color. Put a little bit more Dixie Belle Peacock in there. And I'm not going to make it all mixy mix because a lot of times I do like the variegated look, especially for pieces like this, where it's not important for it to be completely mixed. And yeah, so I'm just going to grab my brush. There we go. I like that, how that's coming out. So it's not so pastel-y. Okay. I need like 3 more hands. There we go. So I think this piece is definitely emerging and becoming more of what I want it to become. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to be a little bit more turquoisey, like bluish up top, and then I'm going to kind of bring it down into like a, maybe a, like more of a pink. I want to perfect my boho. Love, love, love boho. Yeah, me too. I love boho. Yeah, so I think this is what I'm going to do. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm digging it. So you still see like the pinks and the purples and the kernel mustard underneath. You still see that through all of this. So it's really kind of cool. I quite like it. And you're using barely any paint, which is also awesome. See, I'm not covering all of this because I want it to be random. So this is where I'm going to start breaking the colors out and kind of, how do I describe it? I can see it in my mind. Have it still cohesive, but, you know, have it flow and not be forced, as we talked about earlier. And sometimes that's hard. I was doing a piece last, 2 weeks ago, and I wanted it to be really organic and kind of have everything blending, but it looked so forced, and so I went in and I redid it. Have to go. Looking awesome. Have a good night. Thank you, Mert, you as well. Thank you for coming and spending some time with me. I could paint forever, and I should probably go too, but luckily my husband's home, so he can help with the kids. Get them situated, ready for bed. Don't forget the insides of your legs here as well, because depending on the placement of your piece, you may see it. So I always try and make sure that my legs are completely done. So this paint here I mix, and it's Dixie Belle Blue and, oh golly, Peacock. Peacock! Ooh, ooh. Okay. Okay. Like I was saying earlier, I might put a glaze over top of this just to enhance. I don't want to darken this piece at all. Sometimes a light glaze will just enhance all these brush strokes and colors. See, you can see like the pinks and the yellow and the green. Oh, love it. What do we have here? Are you using a new brush for each color? I am using a new brush. I've got them in this dampen rag. I love my brushes. Because I don't want them in the water just yet, because I don't want them to, I don't want to have to spend time trying to dry them as much as I can to start painting again. So I've just put them in I've just misted the rag, and there's a hair there, and I'm just reusing it. Ooh, yes, girl, yes. Can you see that? Oh. got? Okay. Yeah, it's starting to come together and be more of what I had envisioned. I guess it's kind of like a Spanish, I don't know, Spanish boho colorful piece. I feel like I'm neglecting this center area for whatever reason. My randomness has been over here. Okay. Okay, so I'm out of this mixed color. So I must move on. Have you ever worked with a limited color palette? I always try, and then I'm like, no, I can't. People say, if I could only take 5 colors, I would take this, 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 and this. And I'm like, I'd sneak more in. Yeah. That's pink. Let's see. Oh, why did I grab this green one? Oh, this one. Ooh. Flamingo. Let's see how this throws. Oh my God, can you? All right, let's throw some of this on there. This is gonna, oh shoot. Yeah. So this is definitely, I don't want to put too much of this. This is the Flamingo from Dixie Belle Paint, and I am just going to be putting it on, I wouldn't say sparingly, but I'm not going to put it kind of everywhere like I kind of did some of the other colors. Kind of really sporadic. Oh my God, you guys. This is looking good. Maybe, yeah, I'll put these definitely at the bottom of the legs, because then it'll go, you know, more like blues into pinks and purples maybe. And I'm just lightly touching . Yes, that definitely brings the colors out. Very light-handed. son's is home. Hello? Oh my gosh. Ah, I love it. When you get off, could you post the colors you use? I want to try this. Oh, absolutely. I will post all the colors. And yeah. Thanks for hanging out with me, Susie. So it's a little bit heavier, so what I'm going to do is I'll come back after I kind of offload my brush a little bit, and it's a little bit heavier here. I'll come back and then I'll kind of brush it out a little bit. Okay. But before it dries, you want to do that. So you can just like stipple it a little bit, if you will. And that helps kind of move it a bit. Love this. You can give me the table too, okay? Come on, get it. I just love, just give you paint because mine will look muddy. Like I said, Susie, all you have to do is make sure that they're dry. It's dry. That the layers are dry. I think that's a real key. Try that and see if that works for you. Because when you mix all the colors on the color wheel, it turns brown. It gets muddy. Okay. Yeah, I think this is what was missing on this piece. Just the little pops of crazy color. I think that's what I really wanted the I really wanted the limeade to be the pop of something kind of funky, but I think it's this flamingo color that is doing it for us here. Ah, yes. So I'm not, I try to see a piece as a whole, but a lot of times I don't, for areas that you're not really going to see, I don't worry too much, but I still of course cover it, but I'm not too concerned about how random or blendy it is, if you will. I hope that makes sense. And okay. Yeah, that's exactly what this piece needed, was this punch. Like even an orange would have been awesome. But this is as close to an orange as I've got. That's another color I need to order from Dixie Belle is orange. What color brushes do I have? Green, blue. So, where's that purple? Who's still on here? I have terracotta and rusty nail. Yes. Yeah, make sure those colors are, you know, if you mix it or like put it on, make sure they're dry so they don't blend, you know, because that's not the look that you're going for with this. So I've got aubergine and it's a purple, and I'm just gonna, it kind of got lost with all this, which is fine, but I do want to add some purple. And I'm wiping off the excess because that's quite a bit on here. Because I'm feeling that this is looking really, really pastel-y. Maybe the red even would look good. Okay. I don't know if I made the right choice with this, but we're gonna roll with it anyway. All right. You can always paint over it. That's what I always say. If you're kind of, I'm feeling it, but not really feeling it. I kind of like just the random spots. Is anybody dressing up for Halloween? Or did anybody have Halloween parties this weekend? I might dress up as an artist. I've got all the gear. Some costumes are awesome that I've been seeing. Oh, so creative and fun. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just leave this side. Halloween's like my auntie's favorite holiday. She totally decks out her house and all that stuff. And I mean, I try to decorate, and then all of a sudden it's Christmas, and so I do with hockey and just trying to keep up with life. I just don't. I don't make the time for it. I do like to decorate my stairs with Christmas lights and the garland and stuff like that at Christmas time, but you know, and I do the same thing every year. So bad. I always say I'm gonna mix it up, but I don't. Okay, that's that. So really random areas coming to these last colors. I'm gonna go back in with with the kernel mustard and put some yellows back into this puppy. Of course, avoiding the purple that I just did, because then that would definitely turn into mud. Heavy there. Okay. All right, so now we have a nice mix of colors up top here. Now I've got the kernel mustard. So this was the base coat that I used. Haven't figured out what to use my amethyst for yet. Oh man. You could use that beautiful color on anything. Amethyst. Huh. Well, you could incorporate it into your piece like this. All right. You see that? I'm sorry. I'm not. Ooh, yeah, baby. Can you see that? That yellow? So I'm using a really, 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 really light touch. I'm not putting any pressure at all. You see how that's coming out there? Oh, I'm getting excited. I really do like the way that this is turning out now. Oh yeah, can you see that? Right in here. Should bring this there. See that? What color goes with it? Well, you know, if you look on the color wheel, you can always see for any color that you're wondering what goes with it, you know, you can always use your color wheel. And that's kind of, you know, my go-to if I'm feeling a little, I don't know what color would go with what. I always rely on my color wheel because that is like, it's foolproof really. You know, because you know your opposites right off the hop, and they can be different, different hues and different shades and whatnot. So try that, Susie, and see if that would help you at all. You know, because when you think of red and green, you think of Christmas, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, a true like forest green and a, you know, real red, you know, to make it look like Christmas stuff. So you can, you know, go with a neon green and then like with a lighter red kind of thing. So it doesn't, you know, there's lots of variations. Hi, Eddie. So Eddie, we're just doing this real boho, colorful boho piece this evening, using a dry brush technique. It was a piece that I had painted previously and it sat in the corner because I just was not feeling it, so I painted it all yellow. And then just started dry brushing on top of it, and this is where we're at so far. I think we have what, 8, 9 colors. Whoops. And some colors I made my own myself. A lot of them are the Dixie Belle brand paint. And some areas are real like modified, like what I'm doing, a modified dry brush, to where I'm not necessarily brushing off the excess on my shop towel. I'm just trying to get the excess off of on my when I bring it out of the paint container. And I'm just randomly now, I mean, it's all been quite random, but I'm really randomly going through and putting the base coat back throughout here. How's that grandbaby of yours, Eddie? Cutest little baby boy. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to meet him one day. You know, one day when it slows down, right? Well, it's coming. It's coming along, isn't it, you guys? What do you think? Give me some hearts or thumbs ups. Or sad faces. You know, tell me how you really feel. And so will Huey. He's sleeping down here on the floor. So at the beginning, I started with going horizontally and vertically. And now I feel like I'm trying to keep my strokes a little bit more uniform as I'm going on. Earlier, it was nice because it creates a lot of movement when you're doing dry brushing. And, but I, you know, as I'm starting to finish this piece, I don't want it to be too willy-nilly, and kind of, I just want it to look a little bit more uniform, if you will, if that makes sense. So it's not so distracting to the eye. I want it to be pleasing to the eye and not have to have the eye go in all these different directions. And oh yeah, I like how that's turning out. Oh, my battery's getting low. I've been on here for so long. Okay. Oops. Alrighty. Let's see, who's this? Look at Huey. Oh yeah, he's settled down for a little bit. He can be such a mess sometimes, but you know, they're always sweet when they're sleeping. And he snores. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm digging it. Like, oh, he's like a child. He really is. He's very needy at times. Most times. He's very sweet. And people that meet him love him. All right. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna just kind of finish off with this kernel mustard. I'll post the colors that I used, and so that you can try this look as well. The key is to make sure that you're not using a ton of paint, to make sure that the layers are dry prior to adding another color, and just use a real light brush, light pressure. Use chip brushes because obviously they give such great texture, and you don't have to worry about ruining your good brushes, etc., etc. I just love the bristles of chip brushes for this technique. Use a shop towel or a rag to wipe off the excess paint if you get way too much on your brush. And yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed this live this evening, and if you are on the replay, be sure to say replay, and I'll go back and check to see if there are any questions. And our membership site is open till the 31st, so you have a few days to join. Just go to my website, terrarexdesigns.com, and you will see Inspired Makers Society, and that's where you sign up. And yeah, so we hope to see you, and happy painting. Have a great week, okay, y'all? Bye.